Hello, welcome to Pokemon TCG Daily. This time we're going to be getting into a couple matches and just playing through the ladder a little bit. The red ladder did officially reset, and we are playing with Mewtwo V with Shadow Rider. I know that this isn't the probably the most popular way people are playing, and most people are probably playing it with Soul Rock. I first wanted to really give it a try with Shadow Rider, mostly because I had a lot of the pieces to be able to build it in this way. So I really wanted to go through and give it a fair chance. You know, a lot of lists aren't even having Crobat and stuff in it, but I'm really liking the setup. And another thing I'm kind of playing around with too is with Cresselia. It has a really great first attack if you're able to get it off on the second turn. So this is kind of the build that I've been playing around with a little bit, and we'll go ahead and we'll try to get in a couple matches with this. So I had been testing this out on most of these videos. I'm going to try to get directly off my live stream, but we were kind of just building this deck the other day when I was initially testing this out. So this is Mewtwo Shadow Rider, Mewtwo V Shadow Rider in it. Let's see what we can find on the ladder. It can be so unpredictable, the matches that you come across on the Pokemon TCG ladder. So ideally, I think I've been liking going second. I'm going to keep playing around with that. But if I'm able to get off that Cresselia's attack on the second turn, it's been pretty great. So here we are, and this is actually a pretty decent start. So let's see, because I can at least play this hand down. We're playing against Sobble something. But what are we playing against? Let's see. Maybe a oh, let's see. This is now water something. Maybe just like a water type deck, which is a thing. There's a lot of good water type Pokemon right now. Yep. So Palkia. Let's see how well we can stand up against Palkia. Now, if I can top deck something good, let's see. Perfect. That is the perfect top deck for this hand, because then I can safely go ahead and grab. I got my retreat stuff here already, so I can go ahead and safely grab this Cresselia and attach an energy down here. Let's go ahead, play the switch. So that'll get us our energy. So we got it off. We're getting this off on our turn 2, and we hit into a Battle VIP Pass with a Shadow Rider in my hand already. So we're gonna play down. Let's go ahead and play down 2 Shadow Riders. That was pretty good. And we'll go ahead. I could go ahead and play down the stadium. And you know what? I think I will. I think I'm doing 3 Training Court. I wish I could make room for another good slot for it, because I really love running 4 stadium cards, just with Path to the Peak being everywhere. And now that is pretty cool. And I haven't found it too hard to get off the Crescent Glow when I'm going second. So right now, I really am liking this list. Now, so their max output with, let's see, 100, 160, 180, 200, 220. So if they have a really good turn, they could possibly knock out the Mewtwo down here, which would be unfortunate. So maybe not benching down both. But if they go this route, let's see. What are they going to play? Okay, so that's good. At least I don't think they're going to be scooping up anything then. So then if they bench another VSTAR, Honestly, thinking about trying to put in maybe like one Zigzagoon would be cool. Let's see. Would be like, because right now where I sit right here, I sit at 270, but since I got the air balloon attached here, nice, and a pass that I didn't actually expect to happen. So actually, you know what? I think the safe route would probably be to let the Cresselia start doing some work up here. So then they can't get the other, let's see. I'm going to go ahead. Let's commit to the energy acceleration here. And we'll attach 90 more damage. If you have at least 5 energy in play, this attack does 90 more damage, and we will. So we're going to start up here with the Cresselia just knocking out their Drizzile. That sounds okay. We'll bench another Mewtwo. We'll get to evolve this Mewtwo also. Oh no, this Mewtwo down here. That's okay. And we get to do, so far, let's see if we can get off a second Underworld. It'd be nice to get some more Psychic Energy. Wonderful. I think, no, not out of Psychic Energy yet. Brilliant. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and keep this in. I don't think they're running anything like Tool Scraper. We got to knock out this Drizzile. Yep. Go ahead and knock out this Sobble. That's actually pretty good because then they don't have another Sobble down right now, so they can get one Sobble out, but they're not going to get out an Inteleon, which is cool. And then regardless, they knock out this Mewtwo, we can respond by getting another one down here, the Choice Belt up over here, which that feels pretty good. Out of all the popular decks right now, I think the only one I really don't have built is Palkia VSTAR. But we were able to jump into a quality match right away, because you never know what you're gonna come across on the Pokemon ladder sometimes. Cool, we can work around that. That's fine. We've got enough energy here. Let's see. We gotta evolve you. We'll come up with this Mewtwo. I think we got enough to where hopefully we can draw it into something. We'll attach this up here. Let's play. We'll go ahead and play the Ordinary Rod. I actually don't think I probably would have shuffled that back in there. And I want to play this safe. I think I will grab another Shadow Rider off this. That's a lot of resources to discard. I think I am going to play the Marnie. I think I am going to play this safe, because those bosses I think are going to be important later. So we'll put down another Shadow Rider, because we don't have to shuffle everything, discard everything. I think that, unfortunately, let's see. Okay, you know what? We didn't have victory there, but we'll take it. we'll take it. But so at the very least, we got to see a pretty good, like, I was able to set up pretty well with it. So those are the kind of things I'm really like checking out with this version of this deck so far. But that wasn't too bad. We can kind of go through some of the choices here. So even like if I don't go turn 2, another thing I've been liking to do is if I can get Galarian Articuno off, even on the first turn, is pretty awesome as well. And then Hawlucha has been wonderful. It does 30 more damage if my opponent's Pokemon is a VMAX. So then any of those weird numbers where Mewtwo is just off 10 has been awesome. So maybe something like a Galarian Zigzagoon would be really practical in here. I could even probably cut down a professor's research for one Galarian Zigzagoon, and then we'd be knocking out most things. So that's something to consider. The one thing I keep thinking about too is bench space, but maybe even cut down to go from 2 Crobats to 1. But that last match I didn't have, so maybe they had a scoop for whatever reason. Not bad again. Let's see. If I actually did want to, we'll play down this hand a little bit. So it looks like we're playing against a mirror match, or it's possible it's a single prize version of this deck as well. I could attach there. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna try something. I'm going to go ahead and keep drawing some cards for now. I'm going to go ahead and play down this hand. I think that definitely was the right go-to. Okay. Putting down the Shadow Riders. Now, I think if they're doing the Mewtwo version of this, I think they have the advantage in this scenario. But we can still get down a ton of energy. I'm going to wait and see how they respond. But ideally, we might be able to, if I discard that next turn, the Articuno could be pretty handy next turn. Now, if they're doing the Mewtwo version of this deck, then I think their version is speedier. If they're just doing the single prize one, then this matchup is different also. Let's see how well, if I can survive long enough with some of my single prize attacks, because I think that's going to be the hardest part with this deck. So then you do what? The 31 for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So then they're going to be running a bunch of scoop of nets. This is probably, I think this deck, the single prize deck that people were going to was Regigigas. And I think this is going to take over that deck for sure. I can't imagine this deck probably costs like $30 to build, which is fantastic. That you can build a really good competitive deck in the Pokemon TCG. That's one of my favorite aspects about the Pokemon TCG. Is that my deck is all cool and stuff, but look, like, the cards look cool. And actually, you know what? All of these cards look cool. I love spending time just going through all the different artwork for every single Pokemon card. But this is a really good deck. I remember I would have wanted to put that. Thankfully, we're in the format where Mewtwo is not weak to Psychic, because there would be trouble there. Sweet. So now we gotta find some search. We gotta find some search cards here. I do got the second Crobat, but I don't think the play is playing down the second Crobat and clogging up the bench. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and play down the Articuno. And then research. So we did hit a switch item. Sweet. So there's a couple ways I could kind of try to go about this. I think honestly probably reserving the Articuno. I'm deciding who I want to try to switch into here. Actually probably going down with the Articuno first. Probably being able to preserve, not promote these guys out for as long as possible. Because then you use the 90. If I have you use your attack, but then I can switch into the Articuno as well. Let's just try this. I don't want to waste my opponent's time. Actually, maybe starting, because for Mewtwo here for this first knockout, I only need 1 energy to knock out each of them. So let's start with this here, because even starting with 30, it's going to take them some time to build up. So then hopefully I can take 2 prizes, and then by the time they're successfully able to knock out this Mewtwo. So right now they're at 30, 60, 90, 120. They're at 1. Yeah, so it starts, they're at 120 right now. So hopefully I take a knockout. Hopefully they don't knock out my Mewtwo this turn. So right now they're at 120. And then I can take 1 more knockout. The following turn they do knock out my Mewtwo, and then I come in with my Articuno, take a knockout. They take another one. I send in my other Mewtwo, and I can actually get this Mewtwo back. And I do have a couple other single prizers too. I can get the Articuno back for at least 1 turn. So let's see. 120, 150 is what we're sitting at for now. 150, 180. Come on, you're making me nervous. 180 to... They don't have any more in there. Make sure it's... Was my math right? 180? 210. I forgot the choice belt. Okay, cool. That's good. So this turn we attach back up here again. We knock out Mewtwo, so then we're ahead 2 prizes. So then I'm trying to think ahead for next turn, what I want to do. I think I want to go ahead, recalibrate this hand a little bit. So then they take 2 prizes. Let's see. I think getting a Shadow Rider down would be kind of cool too. I don't think the boss is really gonna make too much of a difference either, though. You never know what's in your opponent's hand either. So what we'll do, let's just go ahead. We'll go ahead and Marnie. I want to hold on to those things as long as I can. None of that's bad that we got. Let's see. I was hoping for a Shadow Rider at this point, but so Mewtwo will go down next turn, and then we come in with Galarian Articuno, and then we really need to hit a Shadow Rider. So then they can easily, get, there's a boss. But we have at least 1 more guy powered up until we're really in trouble. So we can keep taking, so then they're going to catch up on 2 prizes. I come in with Articuno, try to build up another Mewtwo. So they're going to be 2-shotting unless they try to start going, ideally, it depends how good of a turn they have, because they could start going for my Crobat too. We'll see if we can stay ahead in this prize exchange. You know, I wanted to see. Again, this is actually the part where PTCGO, because I've definitely been on the other side of things where, you know, I have something come up in the middle of a match and I have to scoop on a match because my dog needs to go outside or I gotta go help a family member with something. But I wanted to. Darn. Again, those are the curses with PTCGO because I was not guaranteed to win that still. They had 30, 60, 90. Yeah, that was a knockout on my Mewtwo right there. So that's unfortunate we didn't get to finish that match either. Darn, I really wanted to finish that match. But, you know, we've gotten to see at least 2 games in a row that with the Shadow Rider version that I've been able to set up successfully. So the yeah, there's a lot of bells and whistles in this one. And I like the you know, a lot of the reason why how I decided to build my decks on PTCGO are especially right now. For 3 matches in a row, you know what? We'll take clearing the ladder with ease. Let's see if we can find one more quality match, and then that'll be a best of 3. That one doesn't. That one that just happened right here doesn't count. Let's try one more. Okay, one more match. But that's just it too. You never know what a person is doing when they're playing PTCGO. Because I've had a scoop match, plenty of matches too. So one more match. Again, I think with this version, I liked going second. The Crobat start, but we have a Air Balloon in here. Oof, we're gonna have to do the double Crobat start. We can at least grab. Let's see. How do I want to proceed here? At least I can play a lot of this hand down. So hopefully my other Crobat isn't prized. And then, ooh. Okay, I'm probably going to lose this one for sure. But this is actually the next deck that I want to build. And actually, hopefully we can play this out long enough to see how they're building it. So, with Mewtwo coming back, with Mewtwo, I do think Mewtwo V is going to be something that people play a lot of and stuff. Because we also still got Mew VMAX in the format too. So if there's another Psychic deck that's coming up and stuff, I think we are going to see. I think Gengar VMAX is going to start seeing a lot of play again. It's a wonderful deck, and I'm probably going to. I'm probably almost guaranteed. I think I'm going to lose this match. I don't think I have a way to keep up with this deck, or it would be very hard. And I want to see their build because Gengar V is also the next deck that I want to build too. So I don't think this is a match with probably either list for Mewtwo V that you win, or it's very hard. Alrighty, for turn 1, that was a pretty great setup. So they got that down there. That Shadow Rider is actually nice that we have in hand. So we need to switch a couple things out. So it depends. Let's see. Let's start with Fog Crystal. It depends how. And my other Crobat is there, so we can. I'm gonna take this the risky route. I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, it's not even a huge risk. What we can do. Okay, it's because I don't have the Crobat in my hand, so we're going to have to do... We'll bench this Air Balloon up here. There's a couple ways I could go about this. I probably wouldn't. Let's see, but that's going to be 5 cards. Come on, we got to get something good about this. We got the Mew... Ah, shoot, I made a misplay. Whoop. Well, it looks like we just commit... I meant to grab the Crobat, but that just means we commit then to the Cresselia. See, and things like that happen. Those things happen all the time. So you know what you do? You practice. That's why you got to play. You practice so you don't make those. So you don't make those mistakes in a tournament. So we got this guy powered up, and if my opponent's got a boss, they got a pretty big hand right now, and just with this guy alone, they can knock out the Mewtwo, right? If they get 2 more on there, put 3 damage counters on this Pokemon anyway. There's a lot of things they could do to knock out this Mewtwo. There are a lot of things. So we need a supporter. So I meant to grab the Crobat there a second ago. Whoops. That's okay. Let's see. Looks like they're digging for something to do. I really like... So the only list I've done with Gengar is the one with like which is probably the slower version of the deck, is with the Houndoom, since it's a single strike Pokemon. But it looks like this one they're focusing on Dark Patch more. So I'm just trying to pay attention to, and if they got the boss in hand, they have not played a supporter yet, which makes me think they probably got a boss. Gengar VMAX. What I am going to do, even if they got the boss in hand, I am going to, and they got the boss in hand. Well, that pretty much decides how this match is going to go. But I kind of want to, I'm going to let the match keep going because I kind of want to see what the rest of their deck looks like. So I'm going to play it out. I'm going to play it out a little bit. I'll let them, you know, it's always nice when you get to take all of your prizes as well. It's only going to take them 2 more turns anyways. So we will hit this Gengar VMAX for a whole 30. So we got about 2 turns until they win, unless I top deck something to stay in a little bit longer. Let's see. So they're using Cross Switcher. That's cool. I really like that. So then maybe that might be that might have been their only boss in there too. Oh, and actually, this attack does 16 for each of your opponent's V Pokemon and GX and play 66, 12. They could have used, I think they could have used Fear and Panic the last turn to attack. So now they're having to figure out a way to switch out, but they absolutely, they could have used Fear and Panic to knock out the Mewtwo, I think. It looks like they got a retreat right here, so if they get 1 more energy, then they can just retreat into, this Gengar. I love this list. So they're not using the Houndoom. So then probably the Pokemon, probably 4 Mew V. Looks like they're doing the Crobats as well. Like I said, I hope I can top deck a basic Pokemon. Come on, I want to top deck a basic Pokemon so I can just see a little bit more of their list. I mean, I doubt we come back from 3 prizes, but... Okay, we try to keep setting up. What would be my answer here? You know, I'm not going to really stall because I know how this game works. I'll attach down here. I'll pass. I'm just going to pass. Okay, at least make them work for the boss. Again, mostly just because I want to see the rest of their lists. I'm seeing how many dark energy they're running in play. So at least 2. Probably 4 Mew V. And probably 4 Cross Switchers. Handful of Dark Patches. Who knows? The match might have been different had I clicked the right card at the beginning, but it would have been pretty hard to win this matchup too. But I wish, yeah, I wish I could play against. I wish I could play against that one again. I wonder if they have their lists available anywhere. Cool. Well, anyways, that was good. Those are some decent matches. The first 2 we came out on top. Whether or not I was going to win those first 2, still a nice way to kind of clear the ladder a little bit. Here is the list one more time. This is kind of what I'm working with right now, and I'll probably try out. I've got a lot of other deck lists to try out, but I am liking this right now. Feel free to, I would love any tips on this or opinions on this. If you think it's terrible, if you think it's great, things you would change in it, let me know down in the comments below. YouTube and probably some people from TikTok. I'm doing a great day. I'll be back again next week with another deck profile.